All right, this is your week 24 volume homework. First question asks, a solid blow is made from cubes. Find its volume. So to find volume, we're going to do this formula over and over and over. Volume equals the length times the width times the height. So my length is 2, my width is 3, my height is 2. So it's 2 times 3 times 2. So the volume of this is 12. And then we're doing yards times yards times yards. So that gives us cubed yards, yards to the power of 3, yard times yard times yard. And so we know we're dealing with cubes here, not squares. Okay. Next question. Find volume of this rectangular prism. So length times width times height. It is a cube. It's 4 to the power of 3. 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64 cubic inches. So we're going to have cubes again. All right, so we're going to do that often throughout this. Now we have another rectangular prism. This formula only works for rectangular prisms. A cube is one. So 8 times 9 times 4. I can multiply them in any order I want. I'm going to go ahead and do 8 times 9 first, 72. And then 72 times 4, 288 cubic centimeters. Okay, next, the figure below shows a hollow box in the shape of a rectangular prism. Note that the box has a lid. This is going to help towards the next. I got to show you this whole problem at once. Find the surface area and the volume both. Okay, first let's do volume, because that's what we've been doing. So length times width times height, 5 times 12 times 2. 5 times 12 is 60, 60 times 2 is 120. So my volume is 120. Remember, it's feet times feet times feet, so it's feet to the power of 3. Volume is always cubed. Surface area, last week's stuff. Find the front, find the top or the side, and then find the top or the side, front, top, side. The front is 12 times 5, so that front is 60. The top is 12, I'm sorry, oh, I messed up. The front is 12 times 2, 24. The top is 12 times 5, 60. And the side is 5 times 2, 10. So we add those up, 94. And that's what we see. We see 94 on those 3 sides. So the other 3 faces are 94 too. So total, it's 94 plus 94, or 94 times 2, 188. Okay, now my label here, don't mess up these labels. Don't take all this time and then mess that up. We're talking area. Area. Area is measured in squares. So it's feet squared. Okay, the box needs to be painted. How much paint to buy? Well, we're painting the outside. We're painting the area, surface area. The box is filled with sand, so we're putting the sand on the inside. So that is volume. Be careful on that problem. Sometimes they'll both be surface area or they'll both be volume. Don't think you have to choose one or the other for each. Okay, next. Okay, the large solid is made of small cubes. So we've got a bunch of small cubes. Each side length of the small cube is 1/5 feet. Okay, so first, how many small cubes are there? Okay, well there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2 by 2. 5 by 2 by 2, like times width times height, 10, 20. So there are 20 cubes. What is the volume of one of the small cubes? So I'm taking just this one small cube. That's 1/5. That's 1/5. And that's 1/5. The length times the width times the height is 1/5 times 1/5 times 1/5. So to multiply fractions, multiply your numerators, denominators. Okay, so each small cube is 1/125th. We have 20 of them. So 1 would be 1/125th, 2 would be 2/125th, 3 would be 3/125th, 20 of them would be 20/125th. So what we're really doing is doing 20 times 125. 5, which is 2125ths. That is not simplified though. So they're not even, so we can't divide by 2. They end with a 0 and 5, so we can divide by 5. So that's 4/25. That's my answer for that part. There are other ways to do that, but since you already had the answers for A and B, might as well do that for part C. Okay, find the volume of this. Okay, length, 9/10. Width, 1/8. Height, 5/7. You could multiply them and simplify, but let's be clever and let's simplify early. On the top we have a 9. We can't simplify that with anything down here. If we have a 5, we can simplify that with a 10. Divide them both by 5. Okay, now it's a much easier problem. 9 times 1 times 1 is 9. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 times 7 is 102. 9/102. No, 9/112. Sorry. I think I checked my work there. 9/112. Okay, question 7. We have story problems now for 7, 8, 9, 10. So use your techniques for this. Try keywords, try illustrating it, T-charts, easy numbers, and always ask, does it make sense? A company makes concrete bricks, okay? Shaped like rectangular prism, so I got some bricks here. Brick is 13 inches by 5 inches by 4 inches, so 13 times 5 times 4. I'm gonna do 5 times 4 first. So 20 times 13 is 260. So each brick is 260 cubic centimeters. If they have 11,700 cubic inches of concrete, they have 11,700 total. Sorry, that should be inch. They have 11,700 total. How many bricks did they make? Well, if each of these bricks is 260, one brick's 260, 2 bricks is 520. We're seeing how many bricks are in 11,700. So we need to do 11,700 divided by 520. We're splitting 520 up for 11,700 520 times. So the answer is 22.5. That doesn't make sense. Usually it doesn't give you decimals on this. Huh. 11,700 divided by 260. 45. Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong the first time, but we're doing that. Divided by 260 will give you 45 bricks. Okay? So I did that one with the picture. Where I thought through, I'm gonna split it up. When we're talking about splitting, we're talking about dividing. Okay, next problem. A company makes wax candles shaped like rectangular prisms. Each candle is 5 by 4 by 11. Okay, 5 by 4 by 11. So the area of that is 220 centimeters cubed for one of those. The company has this much wax. How many candles did it make? Same type of problem. We have this much total, and we're dividing it by that. So 5,940 divided by 220. Can you pause the video? All right, so we're dividing 5,940 divided by 220, and that will give you 27 candles. Then we want to ask, does that make sense? 27 of these add up to that number? Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, next we have a swimming pool to be drained. It's a rectangular prism swimming pool. That's 35 by 28 by 6 feet deep. Okay, so we got my above ground pool there. 35 times 28 times 6. $5,880 cubic feet. Okay, so that's my swimming pool. We're gonna pump water out of it. 294 cubic feet per hour. So every hour we're taking out 294. Every hour. So we're repeatedly subtracting 294. Repeated subtraction is division. Divided by 294 gives you an answer of 20. So 20 hours. And then ask, does it make sense to take 20 hours? Yeah. If you would multiply those numbers, you're going to get something ridiculous. You're going to get like 600,000 hours. Don't do anything for 600,000 hours. Okay. Not a pool is not worth that. Make sure your answer makes sense. Okay, we've got another swimming pool here. We're going to fill it to the top this time. It's 10 by 8 by 2. So really, I don't even have to draw it. I will just because I've been illustrating. So that's going to be 160 meters cubed. Okay. You're going to put in 20 cubic meters each hour. So every hour, 20 more cubic meters. Every hour, 20 more, 20 more. So if I put this on a T-chart, after 1 hour we'd put in 20, 2 hours we'd put in 40, and we're going to keep doing this until we get to 160. So as we see, we go this way, we times 20. So as we go this way, we divide by 20. 160 divided by 20 is 8. So it would take 8 hours to fill. Again, that makes sense. 8 hours. You wouldn't end up with less than an hour. So if you're dividing or something, you're not going to come up with the right. If you divide it backwards, you come up with 0.175, and that just doesn't make sense in less than an hour. All right, do your best on your homework. Take your time, especially on these word problems.